Alright, today I'm just showing you how to manage your database on your JMRI software. So for those of you who don't know, I am currently using a Digitrax Zephyr Extra with the PR3 USB programmer. So what I'd like to do is actually to be able to use my phone using the Wi-Fi throttle to run the trains. And what's really nice about JMRI is that you can actually create a database for all the locomotives that you have. So when you actually use your phone to use the when you actually use the phone app to run the trains, you don't have to manually enter the locomotive address every single time. You can just pick it out from a list. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is install JMRI if you don't have it. JMRI comes with this app. It's called Panel Pro. You just want to open that, make sure your settings are correct. So I'm just go to Edit and then drop down to Preferences. Now over here you can select the manufacturer of your system. So I have a Digitrax system, so I'm gonna just select Digitrax. But like JMRI natively supports a lot of other manufacturers. For example, a lot of people use NCE. Some people have ESU stuff, and then some people also have the Roco Z21. Anyway, so Digitrax hardware I'm using is the Locomotive PR3. Serial port is COM3, I believe, and then today I'm just using the standalone programmer. Just keep in mind that if you're using the PR3 by itself, you do need to have a power supply go into the PR3, or else the programming is not going to work. So once you have the connection set up and it's working properly, you can go to the Tools tab and you go to Programmers and then select Service Mode Programmer. And here is the page where you actually select the decoder you have. So what you can do is that I normally use direct byte programming because I think it's probably the most efficient way to do this. But what you can do is just click on this button here. It says retype from decoder, and you'll have the JMRI and the PR3 to automatically detect what kind of decoder is installed in your locomotive. So here I have this Rapido F40PH. It's equipped with an ESU log sound select. I already know that, but just for fun, I'm just gonna get it to read the decoder and see what it says. Yeah, so you can see that like the JMRI is clearly able to tell that your locomotive is equipped with a log sound select, which is correct. And that was just my phone, just ignore that. And what you want to do is just click on Open Programmer right here. So like I have already programmed this locomotive with the ESU log programmer. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just gonna enter the basic information of this locomotive. So it's via 6454. Road name is Via Rail, obviously. Road number, sorry, not 6454. I made a mistake. 6417. 6454 is the one I just got, the Canada 151. 6417. I should probably put the other thing on here as well. Manufacturer, Rapido. Owner, me. Company model is 40PH-2D. Save to roster first. Function labels. Okay, so function labels is really helpful because whatever you enter here is going to be the what you call it, the labels that appear on your Android or iPhone throttle when you actually use your phone to run the trains. I'll show you what I mean in a minute, but I'm just gonna enter the functions in here so that like I can show you later on. So we have our function 0 is obviously the headlight. For our function 1 is the e-bell. Function 2 is the horn. function 3, I believe, is the emergency horn, because I have switched the places with the whatchamacallit, the Doppler sequence. So I actually switched the Doppler sequence and the emergency horn between function 3 and function 15, because I like to ring the emergency horn a lot and not so much the Doppler horn. Function 4 is your full throttle function. Function 5 is the HEP generator. Function 6 is your ditch lights. Function 7 is your dimmer. Function 8 is your prime mover. Function 9, what was function 9? It was the roof beacon, I think. Beacon. Function 10, xenon lights. And function 11 was the fast Doppler. Forgot what function 12 was. Function 12 was, what was the thing called? Switching mode? Function 13 was, function 13, I've set it to the, I think I did set it to the truck lights, but I'm not sure. I'm just gonna leave that blank. And then function 15, 14, I don't remember. 15 is the slow Doppler. Again, if you find this part boring, you can just skip it, like fast forward by like half a minute or something. Function 16, stupid sound number 1, stupid sound number 2, stupid sound number 3. Okay, yeah, so roster media. So you can actually add a picture of the locomotive. I'm not going to do that right now because it's going to take too long. So I already programmed the locomotive, so the easiest way to do it here is actually just read what I already programmed. So it's going to read out that this locomotive has a long address, and that address is 6417, which is the road number of the locomotive. The manufacturer ID is 151, which is ESU. So I'm going to do a couple of more of these, just so that I can show you later on how this works. Alright, retype from decoder. We have this Bowser here, so it also has a low sound select. Pretty much almost all the manufacturers nowadays are using some kind of low sound decoder for their factory DCC equipped locomotives. I think the exception is probably Bachmann. Bachmann is still using soundtracks. Anyway, so just gonna read the address. Is read. Because the address is really the only thing that you need. Everything else I don't really like doing on JMRI. So address is correct. Canadian Pacific 9000, and then pictures. Nope, not gonna add pictures just yet. CP 9000 road name. I'm just gonna put CP because it's easier for me to like recall. CP 9000. Manufacturer Bowser. Model SD40-2F. Alright, save. See, it's not that hard. Change the labels for the SD40-2F. Yeah, see, it's not there. Let me just see if I can do a right click. Yeah, okay, it says labels and media. So, okay, so here's how you do it. You have to click on the entry, and then you have to right click, and then there's an option called labels and media. And that's where you go into the labels and media here. So, well, function 1 is your bell, horn, function 3, coupler, Function 4, dynamic brake. Function 5, class lights. Function 6, ditch lights. Once again, I don't remember what function 7 was. Function 7, don't know. Function 8. What was function 7 used for? It's probably dimmer, but I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna leave it blank. Function 9 is the full throttle function. Yeah, I think this is pretty much more or less good. Oh, I remember. Function 7 was the switching mode, but I'm not sure if I left this on the Locomotive. I think I might have deleted it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I'm gonna save, obviously. And we'll also do the tier 4 because I didn't save it last time. Tier 4, function 1, eval, function 2, horn, function 3, coupler, function 4, dynamic brake, function 5, DPU light, function 6, ditch lights, function 7, number boards, function 8. Oh, that's what it is. Function 7 was number boards on the Bowser Locomotive. Function 8 is prime mover. Can't remember this. Function 9 is the full throttle function. Yeah, so normally I just label out function 0 to 9. Because beyond function 9, I usually don't touch any of the function buttons. So it doesn't matter if they're labeled or not. But like, if you want to label everything, if you know what all the labels are, like you can do everything if you want to, because they will all show up on your app when you actually run the locomotives. So I'm gonna close this and let me fix this thing. Throttles and media. Function 7 is the number boards. Okay, so I have my phone up. I'm going to connect to the network and then select the locomotive that I have. So you can clearly see that the 3 locomotives that I just added into the database are now appearing on the list of locomotives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the SD40-2F. Then you can see that all the buttons here are now labeled. So if I get this thing to focus, if I press the light, the lights come on. If I press the bell rings. I can also select another locomotive, for example the scale trains tier 4. So now I'm consisting the 2 locomotives, and just want to press back when I'm finished. So now the 2 locomotives are actually MU together. So if I just press forward and then I turn up the throttle, the 2 locomotives will move at the same time. Reverse. Yeah, so it's really easy to consist using the JMRI and the Digitrax system. What I'm going to do is here I'm going to release this locomotive, and then I'm going to select the via rail locomotive, which is 6417. Now the 6417 isn't on a track yet, so I'm just gonna take off the Bowser Locomotive like there, and put 6417 onto the track. Alrighty, move this back here so I can show you what's going on. Okay, select via 6417 headlight. Okay, now the headlight's working, you can see that. And press the E-bell. Up, horn. Horn works. Emergency horn. Emergency horn. Half generator. Prime mover. Ditch lights. Beacon. Xenon light. Yeah, so everything works really, really nicely. I'm just going to move the speed up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now stop, reverse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll move the looking back to its spot. 3, 2, 1, stop. I'll shut off the sounds. Obviously, like, all the function buttons are fully working, so if we keep going, we can hit the fast Doppler for the fast Doppler horn. Slow Doppler. And then we also have the stupid sound effects. So, stupid 1. Two.
I didn't think I'd live to see it, but for once they've given us something other than second-rate entertainment. What's that? Third-rate entertainment.
3.
Look, did you come in here to be entertained or not?
That's right.
What's right?
We came in here to be entertained, and we're not.
So yeah, that's the how to edit your own JMRI database so that you can have all of the locomotives that you have clearly labeled, so that when you go out to like rent some trains, or when you have like, you can also program like your friend's locomotive into your own database, so that when your friends bring your stuff over, you can clearly see that what the labeled functions are. It's just easier for you. So instead of like function 0, function 1, F2, F3, F4, F5, you'll have headlight, bell, horn, coupler, a dynamic brake, and then class lights, number boards. Everything is clearly labeled. It'll be really easy. You can even give like your tablet or phone to like one of your friends who is like not into trains, or like if you have like children or grandchildren, you can just give them the phone. They know how to work these phones and tablets. They grew up with these things, so it's very easy. Just hit the buttons. It's all clearly labeled. Much better than using a traditional DCC system in a sense. So yeah, that's just a video of creating and managing your locomotive database for your JMRI. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.